set up a tent where nobody's around, I'd still do it. There's still places. You just have to go out and find those places.
You have no real choice but to show your true self.
It's like a big reset, you know, for sleeping schedule, stress level, sanity. Like it just totally flips that switch.
The whole purpose of this trip and why we titled this chapter Origins is we were visiting, for me, visiting and revisiting for James and Kieran, the Forestry Trunk Road.
And the Forestry Trunk Road in Alberta here is a section of unpaved highway that stretches from roughly Hinton all the way down to the Crow's Nest Pass. So you're looking at 700 plus kilometers of unpaved, unserviced, no cell phone reception, no gas stations, no people, no civilization, no cities. When I think of the Forestry Trunk Road, that's what I think of. I don't think of anything. I think of getting away from people.
There's no gas stations, there's no utilities, services, anything like that. Like we're totally relying on what we brought out with us in our trucks. And basically, if you forget something, like that's just one amenity or luxury like you're gonna have to live without.
You could turn off almost anywhere on the 40 and you could find like a pretty suitable campsite. I think the richness of opportunity for things like that in that area, like you can't beat it anywhere else in Alberta.
We're not going to tell you, oh, we camped here and this was our GPS coordinate, this is the spot, this is the river, this was the pull aside. We're telling you that, you know, there's 750 kilometers of back road that you can hop in a vehicle and explore for yourself. And you can go find the place that means something to you.
All these people, like they're like, oh, like let's go to Banff, let's go to Canmore, let's go to Jasper, all the big heavy hitting tourist spots. Whereas us as locals, like we just go down a dirt road that nobody really knows about except if you're living in Alberta. And like, don't get me wrong, the national parks here are gorgeous. But there's just something to be said when you work in an industry that is filled with human contact and you're constantly talking to people. I just don't want to have to deal with people because I deal with people every day I'm working. So going out to the trunk road is absolutely gorgeous with like no people.
So we live busy lives. My job is very high-paced, fast-moving, extremely stressful, and it's a type of stress that a lot of people won't ever get to experience. I live for the weekend, I live for the days off, and I use these days off as a reset.
You kind of just forget about what you have back at home and you just live your life and you just forget about everything, like all your troubles, like things that are bothering you, and away you go.
When Kieran talks about Ian and his cousin and him saying, you know, this might be the last time that I ever sit in this campsite and, you know, take in this view, that place to us is special. That first campsite that we were at on this trip to me is special. And, you know, the first time I visited it was 9-10 years ago. And that's a place that I'll know forever. Most people don't want to camp when it's cold, when it's uncomfortable, when it's inconvenient. The joy of camping in these shoulder seasons, the winter, the spring, late fall, is, for me personally, I'm getting away from people. I'm really getting away.
for me, like just knowing that area and like how high the elevation is and like the different weather systems that come through there, I had no idea what to expect, but like I prepared for the worst, which is what you should always do.
I think this trip, we all felt a level of discomfort. It's always temporary, some nights more than others. If humans couldn't survive in the cold or, you know, endure a little bit of cold, there'd be no humans on Earth.
You're living off your own rules. Like the way I look at it, it's kind of like every time I go out there, I'm like, this is outlaw country. You do what you want, when you want. It doesn't matter.
You have nothing to worry about. Like you can think whatever you want to think, you can say whatever you want to say. There is a sense of holding back in different social situations, and when you're out camping, you have no real choice but to show your true self.
When I think getting outdoors, I think escape, I think peace, I think tranquility, I think coping. Going to the trunk road, it allows you to be human. It allows you to just be you and to not worry about life.
I'd say it really brings back like the whole like human part of a person. Like there is no judgment, there's no prejudice or anything out there. You're just you living.
It allows you to just forget about all that. You can put your phone away, you can turn it off, and you can forget about that. You know, your friends are gonna be there when you come home. Your family's gonna be there when you come home. Your house is gonna be there, your job's gonna be there, and you can just get away from it all.
Like you just do what you want at your own free will. Like there's no one to report to, nobody to impress. You're just out there being you the whole time.
Being in school the last 5 years, like I haven't had tons of time to get out camping. And I wanted to make like a video series or make videos to show other people, but also as like memories. I could revisit those videos and I could like stir up all those emotions that I get when I go camping, you know? The premise of it is motivating other people to get outdoors, but I think in a way it also motivates us to get outdoors. We were kind of motivated to get out there, to film. That's kind of the origins of FTR.
You just remember all those previous memories that you had there and all the laughs, all the kind of disagreements, whatever. But it's always good memories whenever you go to those spots.
The region down south and the southern point of the Forestry Trunk Road and East Kootenays, those areas are places that I've been going for 10 years. And I will continue to go for the rest of my life because I found it and I made it a place that I can escape. So FTR Outdoors, in its roots, is a way to decompress. Watching these videos, the Get Outdoors series, you know, these different chapters and thinking, hey, maybe I should go do that. Maybe I should get outdoors. Maybe I should go to the FTR. Maybe I should go to Drumheller. Because ultimately, all these things help us live. They help us reset. They help us be happy. And when I think about this stuff, I think happiness.